The nuts on tour, rolling in the motorhome, moving town to town, never feel alone.
Good morning, I'm Sue.
Good morning, I'm Mark.
And together we are
Nuts on Tour. Welcome to this vanother collective version. In this edition we have our collective theme is storage solutions. We are a group of like-minded campers, caravanners, tenters, whatever, get together once a month to basically come up with our take on whatever this month's theme is, which this month is storage solutions. So please take the time to watch all the others. I will put their links in the description below, so have a look at theirs. Now over to Sue and she can show you what we do for storage solutions.
Good morning and welcome to Storage Solutions. Actually, it's storage solutions for small vehicles or small spaces, but actually that really doesn't apply to us, unfortunately. I mean, if Mark scanned around now, you would see we have no small spaces. The cupboards, there's plenty of them. But this is how we store stuff in our vehicle anyway. All the big stuff that's like for pegs and awnings and items that are large go in these sort of plastic containers, but they're normally underneath, because we have got a through and through approximately where the table is, which goes from one side to the other, and there's well, the awning and bits and piles are in there, but the next one has got boxes in like this, which has got, this one normally lives in there, it's got the pegs, the tie downs, the inflator, etc. And then there's another one in there which has got all the waste pipes for when we're disposing of grey waste. And in the garage there is a racking system with more of these, not this sort of, the deeper ones on the racking, for storing outdoor stuff, which you'll see shortly. Now in here, the cupboards, they're all of this side, not a too bad size, and you can get this sort of size container in. But what I tend to do, we use these. Now this is it in its made position. You can fill it up with crisps or anything you like, but I travel stuff in these, so when I open the cupboards I don't get beaten to death with stuff falling out. There is there's three sizes actually. There is that size, which is like half of this one. There's this size, and then there is another one which is half that again, which is a little one which I actually use in the bathroom for toiletries. When they come, they are flat packed, and then you just pull them out. There you go. And there is a base on these ones that goes in, and bingo, you have got yourself a little box. Lightweight, because it's actually material. They fold up to nothing, and you can just store them like that. You do not need a big cupboard area. Also for the coffees, we have these bags. Now I put cereal in these bags as well to save carrying, and rice and pasta and stuff like that. Save carrying boxes of cereals. I will put the cereals in here, and basically these they're, you know, it's not quite a Ziploc, but you crush it together at the top and they're airtight. But we actually carry, as you can see, lots of coffee in it, and we carry the coffee in them. And again, it's lightweight. There's no boxes, no cardboard, nothing like that you've got to start thinking about getting rid of. In the kitchen department, I've sort of thought about it a lot, and I've thought, oh goodness, you know, bowls. We've got something left over and I want to store it in the fridge. So I found these, and they're in assorted sizes. There's oblong ones as well. They're assorted sizes, but these actually, they fold flat, lovely for storage, not taking up a lot of room. And all you do is you just pop them out I mean, that's the littlest one, but I mean, if you had a few baked beans, that would do for that. Put the lid on, and it's then, you know, you can put it in your fridge. So like I say, you can store your baked beans, tomatoes, anything that's left over in those, and then when you're not using them, you can literally just fold them flat, and they'll disappear again. You know, they go into a drawer, nice and out of the way. That's the sum total of the size of it, as you can see. So that's for storing stuff because it's got lids. Now these, I've got 3 of these. That's how they store. But when you want to use them, they are bowls. They could be for salads. You got your feet on the bottom, and they come in 3 sizes. And
is that the biggest one?
No, that's the smallest one. No, sorry, that's the medium one. That's the smallest. The big one's still in the drawer. But like I say, they fold again down to virtually nothing. So for storage in your cupboards, perfect. And then I found these. Now this is how they arrive. They're that size. This is a cover, so you can put it over. If you've got salad in here, you can get it over those. So basically, what I found you do is sort of give it a stretch, and then find the edges and start to open it. And basically it's almost looks like one of the hairnets you get given when you're working in a factory. It'll go over your bowls.
Cover your salad.
Or if you've got leftovers and you want to put it fits most bowls actually. Let me just try it on this one. I think it's even been over the very big one. Yeah. But you've got to get it right. It'll go over, I think it will go, yeah, there's room. It'll go over the big one as well. It fits anything. And they actually come, I've put them inside one of their own bags. They're actually in one of those bags that had the air sucked out of it.
Oh yeah.
So they're nice and flat. But I mean, that doesn't take up any space. And when there's hundreds in there, they'll last forever. But that's another little storage solution that isn't going to take up a lot of room. You have to be careful when you're putting them on because you can rip them. They're not designed for sort of hand-fisted individuals. But like I say, this is what we use. We have a drawer system in our kitchen, and we actually use these in there. You know, they fold down to nothing. That's it. It's ready to go in the drawer, out of the way.
You can see the difference between one that size,
you know,
and one that size.
They will store away for nothing. But I've used these for a long time because, like I say, when you're not using them, they fold down to this sort of size. And this actually I use in all the cupboards, cereals, biscuits, that sort of thing, just to keep, so I don't get bombarded by stuff falling out of cupboards when we arrive where we're going, because I don't need that.
So Sue said what was in our long box. We have a couple of the long boxes, so there you go. We got limpets, we got spare tie downs, driving pegs. I don't know what the right name for them is. We got the ground pegs, we've got the inflator for the air awning, and we've got the tie down kit for when it's really windy.
Yeah, for the awning.
For the awning, yeah. So you can just see the back of the other box that's in there. Slightly smaller than this one, but that's the through and through. And then if I pan back, Sue can hold that. And this one just picks up and there you go. Slides in, put the power cable in. Put the power cable in. There you go. So in the garage we have the racking. Shown you this before from Amazon. Yeah, not expensive, but it cut cut it and then take it up to the roof so it's nice and tight. It is tied down at the bottom with a couple of cargo ratchets, and then on the racking we have boxes similar to the ones inside. That one has a toilet cassette in it, that one has guide ropes and electrical bits in it, that one's got all my liquids in it, so if any of the liquids leak, they don't leak all over everything, they just leak into the bottom of the box. And then one at the bottom, there's space there for another one at the bottom. And then we also have a couple of fold flat buckets. Same idea as what Sue showed for the salad bowls, but fold flat bucket there and a fold, there it is, fold flat bucket there. And then we have the chair. The big black bag is the table, that folds up to nothing, and a couple of chairs, and then Monty's nose cover and Monty's toe frame. They don't stay in here, obviously, they're on Monty. And then finally we've got the electric fridge freezer that's turned off at the minute and airing. Just inside the door we have spare ground clips, hammer, and normally we have a torch in there as well. And then on the door, just to make things easier, we always need more bungees. We're always grabbing bungees for different things. So all we did was put a couple of clips up, a couple of sticky clips, and then hang all the bungees and the bits and pieces off of there. So as soon as you open the door, they're there and you can get to them. Hope that's been of some help for you. I'll put the links for the different bits and pieces in. So if you want any of these, most of them you can find on Amazon.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little informative video on how we do things. Hope you find it or have found it helpful. There's others in the group who've probably got very different ideas to us, because they were fortunate to have quite a large vehicle, so storage is really probably not a big issue apart from weight.
But normally once a year we load everything up as if we were going on holiday, half fill the fresh water tank, fill her up with diesel, and then take her down to the local weighbridge and get her weighed. And hopefully she comes out under the limit. Normally she does anyway. But
yeah, we've actually removed quite a lot, haven't we?
We've taken, as you say, we've taken quite a few things out. We had a big rearrange when we brought the two backpacks, because the two backpacks together, I think one of them is
20 something kilos.
Yeah, one of them's 21, and I think the other one's 27. So there's like nearly 50 kilos there, which that is the payload for some people.
Yeah.
So as Sue said, we are very lucky to have this vehicle, but we still have to keep an eye on it. At the end of the day, we're still only allowed 5.5 tonne for the vehicle, and then a tonne behind for towing Monty. So 6.5 tonne combined towing weight.
And Monty travels as he would if you were using him. He's not full of stuff.
Yeah, some people put, oh, we'll put that in the car. Oh, we'll put that in the car.
No, Monty travels as he should do, empty.
Monty travels empty.
He might have a full tank of fuel, but he's empty in respect of contents.
Yeah, we haven't filled him up with everything that doesn't fit in the van.
Yeah, we don't. He's not a storage box.
Storage box on wheels.
Yeah.
No, it works. It's a system that works for us. So if you're looking for things, like I said, we'll try and put all the descriptions down below in the...
Well, I would say everything that I showed you this morning, or first, Amazon. It's all available on Amazon.
In the doobly-doo below.
Yeah.
But hope it helped you a little bit, and see you in the next one.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Eating fast all That's what we do. Laughter filling the air, true. With the open sky so blue.